A very warm good evening to all. Let me start by giving you a small introduction of today's speaker. Dr. Sanjay Chachad is a founder of Nadi Guru Pulse Diagnosis Training and Research Center in Mumbai. Completed his BAMS from GSG Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Ahmednagar, and MD in Kai Chikitsa from IPGT and R, Jamnagar, Gujarat. Also, he had done postgraduate diploma in medico-legal system from Symbiosis Center for Healthcare, Pune, a registered Ayurveda specialist of AAPNA USA, nearly 30 years of professional experience. He worked as lecturer, head of department of Sharira Kriya, and as acting principal at Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Aurangabad. He was a senior consultant at MER University, Holland for 1 year. From 1994, started private practice through the development of modern Ayurveda Promotion Center, Baba Ramdev Institute of Ayurveda, a many-folded institution in all involved in all possible activities for the promotion of modern Ayurveda. It has centers at Mumbai, Pune, and Aurangabad. After 2001, started providing consultation on the legal issues related to doctors and medical legal advice for the patients who feel that this case is not fitting, if is fit for filing medical legal lawsuits. Worked as assistant physician to Rajavaidya Madhav Prasad Ji Acharya of Ahmedabad at Mumbai Center. Appointed as the member of physicians panel by Charak Pharmaceuticals Private Limited from 2010 till today. Working as faculty, diploma and certificate course in music therapy by Sur Sanjeevan Music Therapy Trust at Mumbai and Pune. He was a medical director, Chachad Ayurveda Clinic and Academy, Mumbai. Mentor for the research project by Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai, for the development of a machine to carry out pulse diagnosis in 2017 and 18. Launched Chachad's Specialty Ayurveda and Panchakarma Clinic at Malad and Mumbai in 2018. Appointed as the Ayurvedic consultant at ECHS Clinic at Army Headquarters, Aurangabad. In 2019, Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, Nasik, approved his course Fellowship in Pulse Diagnosis, a 1 year full-time in integrative postgraduate program in pulse diagnosis and computer age. Then he started Nadi Guru Pulse Diagnosis Training and Research Center at Malad, Mumbai. Received several awards in this field. Various publications like books on Nadi Vignan, translated in Hindi, Marathi, and German language. Conducted 202 workshops till date. Since 2016, conducted 1,054 workshops in India at various institutes like GAU, Jamnagar, NIA, Jaipur, AU, UAU, Dehradun, etc. Trained more than 30,000 persons in last 27 years of training offered. So very well accomplished speaker we have today. It is a pleasure to have him on board with us for this program.
शङ्खं चक्रं जलूगां दधतममृतकुम्भं च दोर्भिश्च दुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छादिहृद्यांशुगपरिविलसत् मौलिम् अम्भोजनेत्रम् कालाम्भोदुज्ज्वलाङ्गं कडितडविलसचारुपीताम्बराढ्यो वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगतवनप्रौढदावाग्निलीलो वन्दे वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं वन्दे
Welcome to Pamba Mastery. Pamba is an organization that is for and by private Ayurvedic doctors, and as General Secretary, it is my duty to ensure that such activities are promoted, the benefit our members and the Ayurveda community as a whole. As the name suggests, we aim to master new skills. Let me now share a few basic etiquettes of this class. We encourage you to ask questions in the WhatsApp groups created for this purpose. For best stability, use a laptop and a high-speed net connection. Your video should be on, and make sure you're in front of a professional background. In case of any disruption, kindly check your network connection and wait patiently for the class to resume. You may raise your hand if you have any concerns. Make sure you have your full name displayed so it is professional. Just a thought that you should bear in mind. There's a very famous quote from Kadhopanishad, made famous by Swami Vivekananda. Uttishtada Jagrada Prapya Varani Bodhata. It means that get up, pay attention, and do not stop until your goal is reached. So with that, let us come to today's speaker, Nadi Guru Sanjay Acharya. Sir, hello. Hello, sir. Sir. Okay. Okay, one second.
Yep.
Okay, sir. Please.
Ragadirogan satatanusaktan asheshakaya prasrutan sheshan autsukya moha ratijan janghan yo purva vaidyay namostu tasmai yo purva vaidyay namostu tasmai yo purva vaidyay namostu tasmai. Good evening, friends. I am thankful to Dr. Shyam Mohan and his team of Pampa to invite me to be with you all in the Pampa Mastery class. Indeed, it's a wonderful idea. Wonderful idea to develop various practical skills among private practitioners. For Ayurveda practitioners, except those CMEs which are conducted by various associations and pharmaceutical industries, there is very minimum ways to upgrade our knowledge and the skills. I must congratulate him and the team for such a wonderful initiative. I am sure it must have helped all those who were the part of these training programs earlier, and equally sure that those who are being here today and will be associating with us for the full course will be definitely benefited and will add one more arrow in their stable of pulse diagnosis. As a student of Ayurveda, when I joined Ayurved Mahavidyalaya Ahmednagar in 1980, 40 years down the line now, as probably everybody else who are in Ayurveda, the one who has not got admission into medical faculty, and because of some problem I was on the waiting list and I could not clear, so I thought of joining some medical institution. Till then I never heard of Ayurveda. Imagine, from a very urban place like Pune, studying in convent all those years, it was out of reach of us. Neither my family or nor I was aware about some faculty called Ayurveda. And when I joined Ayurveda, because of to overcome the failure, I thought that I must put all my energies to make my mark in this field where I should be recognized. And then when I joined Ayurveda college, my grandfather, paternal grandfather, recalled of some Vaidyan from their native who was very known for his pulse diagnostic skills, Vaidya Gulab. I remember the name and the word by word of my grandfather. He said, Sanjay, as you have joined Ayurveda now, rather the first man from my entire family to join any medical stream. I am from a very staunch trader family. So there was no background of medicine, neither forget of Ayurveda and nothing of pulse diagnosis. So he told me, you must acquire the skill of examination of the pulse. I was enthusiastic. I wanted to get rid of that mark on me that I am a failure. So when I joined Ayurveda College, Ahmednagar, I started looking for someone to teach me the skill. And as everybody else here in this gathering, August gathering of private practitioners, that time my college didn't had a single Ayurveda practitioner from the community to teach us. They were all practitioners, excellent general practitioners, but having an Ayurveda degree behind them, but nothing of Ayurveda practice. Forget of pulse diagnosis. I was a good student. I studied a lot. I was university topper for all the 6 years of my undergraduate days. I got my first gold medal there from being topper. So I thought I cannot get it here in Ahmednagar. And that was from a very prestigious institution, Pune University. So I went to Pune, my native. I thought there are many known Vaidyas who are known for their skills in pulse diagnosis. Yes, Dr. Pankaj, it is the first Ayurveda College of the India, established in 1902 by Vaidya Panchanan Gangadhar Shastri Gune. Later he developed Afali and the Ayurveda College Nasik. But then I went to Pune, met all those known Vaidyas who were known for their pulse diagnostic skills. They said, no, pulse diagnosis is very difficult skill to acquire. You, an outsider who has never been trained with us, it is impossible for you to gain any knowledge of a pulse diagnosis. And probably anybody out of you people around, I can see 452 and adding up more continuously. So all of you must have this experience. When you are asked for pulse diagnosis skill, the answer would have been, it is very difficult. You need some divine interception, some guru's krupa on you. You should do japa of lot many mantras. Even I was told, you do 1 crore japa of Gayatri mantra. You will be able to do the pulse diagnosis. Somebody told me, you do Saraswati sadhana for 280 days. What is to do with Saraswati sadhana and Gayatri mantra? It can develop my pronunciations. It can develop my memory. It can definitely have some spiritual effect. But this is a medical skill. This is a skill which has to be developed on my patients. as all other skills which are being taught to me in my college for examination and understanding the patient. Why pulse diagnosis cannot be taught? But they denied. So for my house job, I went to another center. I chose it very specifically. Another old college of Ayurveda where there were two very renowned pulse. I'm not naming anybody. I can, but I don't want to. Pulse diagnosticians were there. They told me the same story. You are not my student. I have not taught you any basics. How you are going to understand what I am doing? How the hell this can happen? Then I thought, if nobody in Maharashtra is teaching me, so what I can do? And then, as as every good student always wanted to do PG in those days, I went to Jamnagar for entrance examination. I thought at least in Jamnagar, I will be able to acquire this skill. And fortunately, I stood first in the entrance examination. So I got admission to Kai Chikitsa, the subject I wanted. And I found Jamnagar nobody uses pulse diagnosis because it is not the part of Charak Sanhita. And as it is not the part of Charak Sanhita, it is cannot be a part of Jamnagar tradition. So nobody was there to teach me pulse diagnosis. I'm just sharing my personal experiences with you because this is going to form the basis of learning of pulse diagnosis. Fortunately, in my first year examination, I once again stood first in the university. So, my teacher, looking towards my enthusiasm to learn the diagnostic skills, that time, Kai Chikitsa was all encompassing. It was Panchakarma, it was Nidana, it was Kai Chikitsa, it was Manas Roga, everything one. I'm talking of 87. All in one. So my teacher recently got the Padma Shri Gurdeep Singh, Professor Gurdeep Singh sir. I am his disciple and I'm very proud of that. The Ayurveda I know, except the pulse diagnosis, barring that pulse diagnosis, is all he has given to me. He has carved a Vaidya from a doctor. I was a very better, good doctor. I was trained in my college, undergraduate college, to become a general practitioner, to open a hospital in my native. Because of this pulse diagnosis thought process, I went to Jamnagar. And he just brushed down, removed all the skin of an doctor, a general practitioner from me, and converted me to be an Ayurveda physician. Then he took me to every conference which was happening in 87, 88, and 89 to 90, which were on Nidana, anywhere in India. I was one of the members representing IPGTNR or Gujarat Ayurveda University. There I met many more experts of pulse diagnosis. Acharya Lakshmi Narayanji from NIA Jaipur, Professor Madan Gopalji Sharma. Those were so excellent pulse diagnostic people. I can still recall those moments. We were there in the workshop, and attending the workshop, we came across a patient, a lady patient coming in there, around 28-year-old. He checked the pulse and said, she is suffering from Murtika Bhakshanjanya Pandu by pulse. We all across India, people, students from PG, Kai Chikitsa were there, trying to understand what he said. We took the history in details, all of us. We could not find a single point where the history of Mritika Bhakshan was seen. We got astonished. Sir was very known for that. We went to him. Sir, we could not find any trace of history of having eaten any kind of, forget of Mritika, any kind of calcium product to say. He said, no. Her pulse was very sure of Mritika Bhakshan Janya Pandu. Call the patient. Because patient was admitted for Virechana, as per his advice. The patient still was there. He gone through the entire list of history papers and he asked the patient one thing. आप भुजिया कितने खाते हो? I hope you understand Hindi this much. Bhujia is kind of snack which is very famous in Bikaner. Bikaneri Bhujia, which is Haldiram's, is available across India and across world. So she said, yes, I need every day minimum 200 grams of bhujia in my lunch. And then we found it out that bhujia contains the salty soil of Bikaner to be added to it, which makes the bhujia with very specific texture and consistency. And that was an eye-opener. I met Brihaspati Dev Trigunaji in the Second World Congress of Yoga and Ayurveda. He was discussing about pulse. He was, because there were people across the world, so he wanted to showcase that pulse diagnosis is a skill and which can tell you what you eat. So every day morning in the Swatantrata Bhavan hall of BHU, he used to ask people to come. He was examining the pulse and telling them that you ate this, you ate this, you ate this. And everybody was affirmative. As a young student, I was very mischievous. I thought, this is bogus. How can somebody do the pulse and tell you what you eat? Disease is okay. Eating. So that day, I went to the market, ate around 2 samosas, big samosas. If you have ever been to Varanasi, you will know that. What is that? And some kachori and thandai with bhang, bhanga, which is very intoxicating. So I went, after drinking nice amount of it, I was getting little intoxicated and I went to the sir, check my pulse. You will not believe. He asked me, बच्चे, मेरी परीक्षा ही लेनी थी. If you wanted to examine me, why the hell you ate so many things together? And it was an eureka moment. I got it, that this is a skill one must acquire, because this not only tells you about the disease, which my grandfather was telling me, but it tells you about what you are doing right now, what you have ate. This was something very fantastic. During my PG days, I tried to go and meet Brihaspati Dev Trigunaji to learn the skill. Satyadev Vashishji, they all said me, you stand here. We check the pulse. You check the pulse. And remember, whatsoever, I cannot tell you what I found. I'll tell you only what is the outcome. And you take it out, what you find it and make it an outcome. I said, I'm a PG student, sir. I can maximum stay here for 10-15 days. I cannot stay here for years together with you. It is impossible. He said, you do what you do is after your PG, you come back and stay with me for 3 years. And probably you will learn something. Probably, that too. So now a middle class boy, Can you really afford it? After your PG, you are flying color, you are passing out with flying colors, another second gold medal on your feather, and you are getting jobs. How can you go and stay for the first diagnosis? I thought, no, now nobody is teaching me. So what I should do is, I should take the help of technology. I was a voracious reader, and I'm still a. So I read about that time AI and its role in diagnostics in modern medicine. I thought this is something very good. I must do a PhD. Use of artificial intelligence in Ayurvedic diagnosis was my PhD topic in Marathwada University, where I was principal. And I now understand, after 30 years of that it was a sheer foolishness. Foolishness on the count, there were not a single teacher of AI in my university. Not a single teacher. There was nobody to tell us about pulse diagnosis. The sensors were so primitive that they only make some ticks on every pulsation. But to analyze them was very impossible. I can tell you this now because last 6 years I am being associated with IIT Mumbai. There is a unit called Biomedical Engineering and Technology Innovation Center, BETIC, which is not only of IIT, but all the IITs, Institute of Science Bangalore, regional engineering colleges together, under the control of Industrial and Scientific Research Council of India, funded by PMO. So now I have a big team of technologists. I have funds with me. So now when we are using, we have developed 2 machines, we will talk about it later. I know now what are the sensors to be used, how the best sensors can be used and diagnosis can be achieved. But that time in 1991, it was the foolishest idea, and I had a biggest failure on my name. The first ever failure, that I could not use AI for Ayurvedic diagnosis. That was an outcome of my PhD. You can imagine. But in that process, I learned AI. I learned the use of technology for pulse diagnosis. And that became backbone of my entire process. In 93, 92 end and 93, early 93, I went to Holland with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. To be with them, their group in the Maharishi Vedic University. And that was the first time Brahaspati Dev Trigunaji and Dr. Raju shared some of their technical points of pulse diagnosis with me. 2 hours. You can imagine, 2 hours. They gave me point. These are the things which you have to look in the pulse, and how you look, it is your prerogative. And then when I came back, I started practicing it. But then I started using the clinical medicines book, the physiology books, as my guide for pulse diagnosis. Because my take as a physician, as a student of medical pathy, Ayurveda, as a teacher of Ayurveda, as an administrator of Ayurveda, as a researcher of Ayurveda, is very profound. Any pathy in the world deals with the same human body. The physiology, pathology, whatsoever is happening in the body doesn't change in accordance with the pathy he is coming to. everything remains the same. It is our vision, the way we wanted to look at it, alters our perceptions. Things do not change. If it is a COVID patient, SARS-CoV-2, the novel coronavirus, if it is in the China, the same it is in India, the same it is in Spain, same it is in Brazil, same it is in United States. Every pathogenesis and pathology happening in the person is going to remain the same. His symptomatology is going to remain the same. His physiological or pathological changes are going to remain the same. So, why a diagnostic tool cannot be a universal tool? It has to be a universal tool. So pulse diagnosis, what I preach, is an universal tool. It combines the basic knowledge of Ayurveda with the findings of the pulse, the variations in the pulsation, its understanding according to Ayurveda concepts, is algorithm developed with the dosha, dhatu and mala, not the mala, very specific. Mala are visible. We don't require pulse to examine the mala. But for the dosha and dhatu, for the localization, understanding the entire process in which the disease is occurring, why the things are going wrong, what is the status of his Agni, what is the status of his cardiovascular system, whether the disease is chronic or not, all this can be easily gauged out with the simple technique which I preach. It's a 5-level technique. The first level deals with the gross happening in the body. Second level deals with the dosha conditioning of the body. What is happening with the dosha is very important, because Charka has very categorically said it is not the name of the disease important. It is the understanding what is happening in that person's disease condition in the dosha is important. That it makes the basis of the treatment. Whether the patient is suffering from Amavata, Vatarakta or something else, what is happening in his disease condition, in his dosha, how much is the deviation from the Prakriti constitutional level of the dosha, that makes the basis of our treatment. Ayurveda, if you are treating a standard operative procedure for Amvata patient across the world, I am sure 80% of us will be a failure. Because we know the disease process is not only dependent on the name of the disease, it dependent on the Prakriti of the patient, dosha, the status of the dosha, dushya, the status and what are those involved, desha, kala, vaya, ahara, sattva and satmya, and that too in its various status. Because when we understand darshanam sparshanam prashnaihi parikshitaihi rogina, darshanam parshanam prashnair va parikshitaihi rogina, he has used word va. Either of these three should be used for understanding the patient. And what he should understand, that understanding is very simple. Aturam parikshe prakrutitaya vikrutitaya. Prakrutitaya in its normal status and vikrutitaya in its abnormal status, about dusham desham balam kalam prakruti manalam vayaha sattva satmam tata aharam. And then at the end they say avasthascha prutakam vida. You need to understand them in separately in different avastha. And where this is to be done, when we try to understand, elaborate more of this examination, they say sthanam ashtani parikshet. There are 8 places in the body which are to be examined, and those 8 places are Nadi, Mala, Mutra, Jiva, Shabda, Sparsha, Druk, Akruti. So Nadi becomes the primer, the first examination. Nadi is the first location in the body where tenfold examination must be carried out by either of the threefold examination tools. If we understand this, then we understand one more thing further. We know about Mala, Mutra, Jiva, Shabda, Sparsha, Druk and Akruti, all the 7 other sthanas, all well defined. Remember, as a Kaichikitsa person, as a Nidana person, I can definitely share with you that if you open the books, any book, whether it is Ashtang Hriday, Charak Sahita, Vagbhat, Sharangdhar, Bhav Prakash, Yog Ratnakar, you choose any book, you find in Lakshanas about all other 7 activities, but nothing, not a single word about Nadi Pariksha. In Roga Lakshanas, I'm talking about Roga Lakshana. When you are talking about disease as a whole, when you're talking about a disease as a whole, no disease in any of the book mentions anything about pulse. In Charka, we found it as Manyagate Aspandanam Cha in Indriya Sthana. Not before that. Nothing in Sutra Sthana, nothing in Nidana Sthana, nothing in Chikitsa Sthana, in Indriya Sthana. They say, Asparshanam cha manyagate parasuriti vidyat. They understood that if, and when Chakrapani elaborates it, manyagate, he said on the Gala Parshva. So we all, even today, practice carotid. And when there is an accident, there is something happening where you wanted to know whether the patient is alive or not, whether you are in ICU, whether you are going to give them CPR, first thing you check is carotid. Invariably, any hospital, anywhere in the world, whether it is Ayurveda hospital, whether it is homeopathy hospital, whether it is a modern medical hospital. I worked in Graz Medical Center in Europe. I was there training people, doctors there for Nadi Pariksha. And Ayurveda, of course. I teach Ayurveda across the world. I'm a part of International Academy of Ayurveda Physicians who have MOU with 17 countries to teach basics of Ayurveda. And we are coming up with another new group like your mastery. We are coming out with a clinical masters group where clinical skills will be taught to the doctors in the India and of course outside India. So these facts, if you remember, that attracted me. Why? When Ayurveda is so elaborative science, I understand Hutchinson is pure translation of Charak Sahita. I'm using word very cautiously. Hutchinson's textbook of clinical medicine. If you keep Charak Sahita side by side, you will find it's a pure translation. Only thing is, what is mentioned in Charak about clinical science are been written in English by Hutchinson. Hutchinson was the book, we used it in our undergraduate and that remained at my heart. Thereafter, I read many clinical medicines books, but Hutchinson always remained at my heart. And it helped me in pulse diagnosis too. We all need to know, we are clinical people. Ayurveda is a clinical science. Ayurveda was never meant for spiritual upliftment. Dirgham Jivitiyam was the first concept. It was always meant for those who wanted to live longer and healthier. It was not for those who wanted to uplift them spiritually and become God. It is for mortals because they were understanding it that people die. Shiryate tat shariram is our understanding. Why people die? Because it's bound to die. over a period, you are bound to lose your life essence. That was, we were aware about it. We were aware about it, that how to live longer, how to maintain the health longer. So when they asked for what is the utility of Ayurveda, they decided swasthasya swastharakshanam cha aturasya vikar prashamanam. And when we are hearing about the descending of Ayurveda, descent of Ayurveda from Brahma, at the end, Charka said, or Agnivesha said probably, or probably Atreya said and Agnivesha copied, Bubudeyam Pitamaha. This is how it was experienced by my ancestors. The entire Ayurveda knowledge is of experiences felt and gathered by the ancestors, brought together in the form of set of knowledge. And then when Chakrapani says in the very first stanza that this is the knowledge of Ashesha Visheshaha, they wanted to know every single beat of everything in Ayurveda. And that is here described very classically with the help of explanation of Madhu, how Madhu can be used. And that tells us how minute their expression and attention was. And those who were so profound in examination of the patient, how can they forget the pulsating factor in the body, which was there, known to mankind almost from 6,000 years, documented, probably more than that. There are documented evidences that the pulse was observed 6,000 years ago. If we think of our history, we find it that pulse diagnosis has been classically been said in one history book, Ramayana. Not the book of Ayurveda, Ramayana. When Lakshmana got unconscious, Vaidya Sushena from the court of Ravana was invited to examine and treat Lakshmana on the war field. And he, by examination of the pulse, classically mentioned, by the examination of the pulse, decided the diagnosis, prognosis, and the therapeutic procedure, what to use and when to use and how to use, just by the pulse. And nobody seems to be astonished or surprised by doing of this by him. Means, at least in the time of Ramayana, pulse diagnosis was a very profound practice. Then why it was not the part of Ayurveda syllabus or granthas? The first clear references of pulse are seen in Sharangdar Sahita, 11th century. It took from 8th stanza in Sharangdar Sahita to make it 15th stanza in Bhav Prakasha, 200 years. Another 200 years to make it 72 in Yoga Ratnakara. And thereafter, nothing added. How can it happen? A medical science, which is a classical sign and symptomatology science, how cannot we have detailed understanding of it? And then it came to my mind, there cannot be pinpointed diagnostic features of pulse in disease. There can be some laws and rules to understand the variations in the pulse. If you have to understand the variations in the pulse and to make a diagnosis out of the pulse, we need to feel the variations. Once we start feeling, can I just ask somebody, all of you, please do one exercise. Please do one exercise. Keep your all three fingers on the pulse. Make sure that your index finger remains nearest to the thumb. Can you see my hand? You are doing it other way, Divyanshu. Index should be near the thumb. Index should be near the thumb. And please do that. Can you feel some pulsations? How many of you are able to feel the pulsations? Unless you are suffering from Yokohama disease or Takahashi disease, which is a pulseless disease, there should be pulsation. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear me. When there is a dissociation of Atma with Indriyas and Sharira, they are impossible for you to hear me. If you are hearing me and you are not suffering from the disease called pulseless disease, you should be able to feel the pulsation. Can you feel that? Please keep a keen watch on what you felt. Right? Now, press it little down. Do you have the same pulsation? Is it changing? Okay, fine. Pressing might be changing. Can you lift it little up? Are you still feeling the pulsations? Are they same with the two earlier? And I'm sure the answer is bound to be no. That makes the pulse a diagnostic tool. If you check your pulse at various levels, you should be able to feel differentiation. And Mohan sir, your group is of private practitioners, Private Ayurved Medical Practitioners Association. Am I right? So now you are all practitioners. Let me ask you a few questions. Very simple question. Have you ever seen a fever patient? Fever, normal fever, and as a routine, you must be examining the pulse of him. There is no possibility that Ayurveda practitioner is there and patient goes without checking the pulse. He wants you to check the pulse, whether you know it or not, don't know it, but he wants you to check the pulse. And when you are examining the pulse, what you find? It's a fast pulse. Am I right? Fast pounding pulse, little warmth. If you have seen a dysentery patient, (20, 30 loose motions, 30, 40, or cholera. Nowadays, to young generation, cholera would be probably impossible thing to know. But for me, when I was in my undergraduate days, cholera was very common. And some of you might be having that cholera scene. But like Suresh sir seems to be a senior one, Mukul sir. I can see some senior people also here. So cholera was very common. Pulse, very fast, very rapid, but very feeble, very slow. Difficult to find out. If you see a heart cardiac patient, your pulse goes, stops, hits multiple times. You have seen this. You have seen the variations in the pulse. Only thing is, you never observed it. Only phenomena is we see the things. We don't observe. It just passes our eyes. Like when we go to Tirupati temple, Venkateshwara, Govinda temple. We go there, we bow our heads. We hardly get any glimpses of the deity because everybody is pushing us. So we go. Our entire attention, or even that happens with even Vaishno Devi, our entire attention is on the deity. We in those small fraction of time understand the garlands, the ornaments, the mukut, everything, the tilak. But if I ask you, you were in the queue for last 4 hours in Tirupati, what kind of shirt the man in front of you was wearing? An answer will be definitely after 5 hours or next day morning. You will not be able to identify, but you will still, after 10 years, if you have not visited another time, you will still recall every single detail of the deity. Not of the person who was, where you had a fraction of second seen, and the person in behind whom you were standing for hours in the queue, you will never recall. Reason is our attention was never given to it. So our focus, our attention, if you can take it to the pulse and with a mathematical calculations, findings are to be understood and then calculated as a mathematical step like phenomena. Anybody, I use the word anybody, every single Vaidya should be able to do pulse diagnosis correctly. He may not be expert as Brahaspati Dev Triguna or Acharya Lakshmi Narayan ji, but he can be. Every person who sings, does it become M.S. Subbalakshmi or Lata Mangeshkar? No, but they sing well. They can sing well, they can entertain themselves and their family. Every Vaidyan, I always call myself as a primary teacher of pulse diagnosis. I teach ABCD of pulse diagnosis. And I make sure that you should be able to perform pulse diagnosis in its 100% totality. Now, to develop that skill of understanding the ABCD to next level, then it is you. It is your Brahma is going to make it. Nobody else in the world can help you out. Once, because though Shakespeare is writing his world famous, or Charles Dickens is writing his world famous, or Naipalji is writing his world famous novels, Arvind Adiga wrote his Booker Prize owner novel. Can it go beyond the 26 alphabets? Can it have some other rules of grammar than what you have learned? No. The rules of grammar remains the same. Alphabets remains the same. We can always write paragraphs. We can write essays. We can tell people that this is happening to you. Now to make it more superfine, like you have got Mritika Bhakshanjanya Pandu, probably will require little more practice to see some more patients. But with the 3 fingers, it is 100% possible. With the 5 levels, you can come to diagnosis. You can understand the diagnosis in its best way. You can diagnose the prakriti of the patient without a single mistake. Rather, I would say better than the prakriti parikshan we carry out as an undergraduate student by filing the forms. Because while filing the forms, it all depends on the answers given by the patient. And as we recall, patient always try to hide the negative points. So we do not get access to the right answer, but pulse always speaks the truth. And it gives you very comfortable analytical phenomena of that person. It just gives you a graph like a Google map. Now you have to just keep the things in place and try to understand where the situation is, where he is situated. And under, take my words, with this pulse diagnosis technique with 3 fingers, which are with everybody, the patient's pulse which is intact, alive patient, that is important. The receptive fingers, that is important. If you don't want to look, just want to keep fingers, nothing is going to come to you, because your attention is most important factor in it. Atma manasa sayujate manaha indriyena, indriyena arthena tad jnanam. And here the artha is the pulse. Artha is the pulse. Indriya is our tactile perceptions, and knowledge comes to the brain, the Atma. So we can understand pulse. I tell you how. Pulse has got 3 components. Any pulse beat has got 3 components. One is an anacrotic pulse, where the bolus comes into from the heart to the arteries and it starts rising. Then there is a plateau, how long it stays. And then there is a diacrotic pulse, how it goes down. Now, if you keep your fingers quietly, close your eyes, you can feel all the 3 parts of your pulse. Definitely. It happens to everybody. Only thing is, we are only looking for the pulsation. We are not looking the pulse as a whole. We need to feel the pulse as a whole. So there are 3. Then there is an intensity, second part. The third part is rhythm, how the first pulsation and the second pulsation is bound to happen. There is a relationship. How many of you have any relationship with music? Does anybody has relationship with music? Nobody. Sir, I heard that in South India, in Kerala, music is an integral part of the culture, and they learn music since childhood. So there are many people I can see. Anybody? Mohan sir, may I request, out of these many people said yes, can you unmute anybody's microphone? If you have the list in front of you, out of the participants.
Definitely, sir. I know one particular person who's good.
Good at music. Lovely. So please put him
but,
on.
he's not here. I'm very sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Anyone interested to please raise your hand.
It's full house. So that might be making a difference. Sangeeta Krishnamurthy. Can you find her? How a music is formed? Music is always a composition of 7 suras. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, and reverse. Sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. The aroha and avroha. And then, if I say, which is this sur? It is impossible. Nobody can tell you what is this sur. For sur, you need a baseline. And it is always a relationship of sounds that makes a sur. And the sur is a mathematical calculation. That is why our organs, our all electronic instruments play those surs in excellent way. Sur and tal. Nowadays, how many of the singers are using harmonium? No. Even harmonium is a long story. Harmonium is also an instrument. There they can make it saregama padanisa in all the 3 octaves. But earlier, in long ago time, it was veena or sitar. That baseline was always considered. Beyond that, you need to identify your sura. likewise, in pulse also there is a baseline. You have to understand the movement with that baseline. And when I try to recognize with that baseline the variations, that makes it diagnostic, simple. And I tell you one thing, which I realized after 30 years of being in this particular phenomena, which I was feeling it prior to that it has to be a very, very, very easy examination. Pulse diagnosis has to be a very easy method of examination. Otherwise, none of the folklore practitioners had ever used it. You go to any Adivasi area and you will find it is the pulse is the only tool used by those people for diagnosis. I can share with you. Can I extend it my talk, Mohan sir, for another few minutes?
Definitely, sir. It's up to you.
Already 5 o'clock, so I thought I can ask you.
No problem, sir. Please carry on.
So I just attended an exhibition last year, which was organized by British Museum, not by Indian company, British Museum. They got an exhibition here in Prince of Wales Museum of Mumbai. Earlier it was known as Prince of Wales Museum. Now it is Maharani Jijamata Vastu Sangrahalaya. So they got it here. It was about, the name was Tabiyat. Tabiyat is a Farsi word which is used to understand the health. So the entire exhibition was on the artifacts, art material, pictures, photographs, material used in maintaining the health. They had some pictures more than 1,000-year-old. Showing pulse as a diagnostic tool, examination of pulse going on. From where? Deep Africa. Rainforests. Deep Siberia. Persia. 1,000-year-old. Much prior to the time of Sharangdhara. Papyrus, the Egyptian papers which we know, which were found along with the mummies, has the references and clear indication of pulse diagnosis. Now we go to Western medicines. In Greek medicine, there was a physician named Galen, 131 to 200. He wrote 18 books on medicine. Out of them, 9 were for the pulse diagnosis. Imagine, period prior to the Sushruta, after Charka, definitely after Charka, but prior to the Sushruta, or probably matching to the Sushruta's time. And his treatise on pulse diagnosis were so profound that the legacy carried till 17th century, till the instrumentation for the diagnostics have come in existence. It has been described in English literature, a physician cannot be termed as a physician unless he has profound knowledge and understanding about the pulse. Not from India, from England. So it tells us that intuitive nature, the universal nature of pulse as a diagnostic tool. Pulse was never used alone in India. It was used across the world. Whensoever the human race started thinking about their health and understanding the health through the bodily symptoms and signs, they cannot overlook so profound symptom of pulsation, which was a sign of life. Death was identified 6,000 years ago by loss of pulsations. Even Charka said the same words. Aspandanam, Spandanam, Spandananam cha aspandanam. Now the Spandanam cha aspandanam itself is very indicative of that, the fact that he was aware about the pulsating part of the body. They have given the name Dhamani, Manat Dhamanyaha, which is another expression of pulsation. They're aware about nadyas. They were telling about various nadis in the body. And then how can you say that they were not aware about the examination of the pulse? Unfortunately, either it has lost over the period of time, or it was kept secret for unknown reason. After interacting with more than 200 pulse experts in India, right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, right from Dwarka to Shillong, I can tell you one thing. The pulse diagnosis procedure across India are same. Take my words, they are same. There are minute variations in the algorithm. There cannot be any other system than to use the 3 fingers. I have never seen anybody using 4 fingers for pulse diagnosis. Have anybody seen that? Or using the 5th thumb as pulse diagnosis, or using only thumb for pulse diagnosis? No way. Not possible. 3 fingers, common. And not only in India, across world. I'm very fortunate to be traveled in around 69 countries to teach pulse diagnosis. And I have not seen anybody doing pulse diagnosis with single finger. Except for there is a machine called Nadiswara, which is developed in Hyderabad. Developed by an engineer called Basav Raja. By qualification an engineer, and by passion an acupuncturist. He developed a machine for pulse diagnosis, where he used only one finger, and he checks the pulse. There are another I can share with you. You can also download. If you use Android or iOS, you can download this particular phenomena. Can you read this? VitaPulse. Its demo version is free and professional version is at 180 rupees only. Not very costly affair. That uses the single finger. Nadi Tarangini, the machine, which is the only indigenous machine based on the algorithm of Ayurveda. This is the machine. Uses 3 fingers for Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Other than India, other than Ayurveda, there are no Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So why the entire world is using 3 fingers? That's a question one should ask. And one should keep asking yourself, how, why, how it is going to interfere. Third, the Veda Pulse, the only last machine which is sold in India, is with electrodes on both hands, not 3 fingers. Imagine, all are doing pulse diagnosis. There are more than 1,000 machines for pulse diagnosis available in the world. If you check internet, even Alibaba sells around 930 machines, ranging price. But all of them are based on the Chinese algorithm because it's easier. Ayurveda algorithm is little bit tricky. It's not difficult. I'm not using the word difficult. Pulse diagnosis is the easiest technique. You take my words. After 30 years of preaching, my book is in 5th edition of it. Very few Ayurveda books has got that distinction. Selling it in 5th edition. It started with a 34-page book. Now it is 300-page book. Continuously developing. Now the latest edition, which is going to come soon, will have Many more experts of pulse diagnosis will be speaking in that. Now we have started training people in utility of pulse diagnosis. And that utility is how to identify which panchakarma is to be done through the pulse. You check the pulse and you can identify. You check the pulse and you can decide what to do, when not to do. Now we have started various classes after the basic. The basic is must. The basic is the 5-level one. About what are the variations seen in the various diseases. But I tell you one thing, disease diagnosis cannot be aim of pulse diagnosis. No way. One need to understand the physiology as per Ayurveda. It is for iPhone 2. VitaPulse has got iOS download also. You can go to Apple Store and can download. So imagine, pulse is, when the technology can do that, why can't human brain do this? AI, as on today, is hardly functioning at the rate of 18 to 20% of the human brain. Only 18 to 20%. We have a better brain, which capacity can be easily enhanced. Only thing required is a little attention. If you really want to do the course, you can please contact Shyam Mohan sir, because Pampa Masters is organizing a full 5 days, 6 days Panchakarma Nadi Pariksha, basic Nadi Pariksha training program soon. So you will find it has to be very easy. If you don't listen to me, you are not stopped from learning pulse diagnosis. Take my words. You also can do your own diagnostic technique. You can develop your own diagnostic technique out of your own pulse. You have to observe. But as Atreya said to Agnivesha, when Agnivesha asked, if the patient is going to get cured on his own, why the hell we are here? What is the requirement of a bishop? And he said, Vyadhistatva parigyanam vedanayascha nigraha. Vyadhistatva parigyanam vedanayascha nigraha. Etavad vishajam karyam. Na vaidyar prabhurayushaha. Na vaidyar prabhurayushaha. We are not going to predict the life. We are not going to save life of pulse diagnosis, but it can make you very easy for diagnostic process. Your efforts for diagnosis will be reduced by 80 to 95%. Just by keeping three fingers for 90 seconds. That's all. That is the only time required. It required only 3 fingers and it required 90 seconds of your attention. Those 90 seconds are very essential. You need to feel every bit of it. You can try this. Till then, if you are working in hospitals, you can go to cardiac wards, check the pulse every day, and you can able to identify when next time when you are not seeing the patient, not in the ward, you are seeing outside, and if you find the similar pulsation, that of RBBB, right bundle branch block, you can find it in the pulse. You can find it whether it is suffering from congestive cardiac failure or ischemic heart disease is going to lead it to infarct, or he is in the post-infarct condition, or he is only getting angina just because of cardiomyalgia. These all minute details can easily be gathered. Or if you go to gynec ward, probably the obstetric ward, OPD every day, and check down the pulse of every single lady and ask her the last date of menstruation, expected due date, and follow it for 1 year. You can identify how the delivery occurred. And thereafter, after 1 year, you can be, it will be very easy for you to keep the fingers on the pulse and identify whether the patient is pregnant, what is the month going on, gestation, what will be the outcome, whether it will be a normal delivery or abnormal delivery other than accidents, and what will be the real outcome, which is banned by PD&D. So It is up to you how to explore, how to learn. I'm here to tell you what pulse diagnosis can do with you. I am here to tell you whether the pulse diagnosis is easy or difficult technique. For me, when I started learning, it was very difficult. It has been told to me again and again, no, you cannot learn. One of the teacher told me, you are not a Brahmin, you are a Vaishya. How can you learn pulse diagnosis? Can you imagine this? This kind of explanation were told to me. And since I learned the technique and I developed the modules, 5 modular technique of training into pulse diagnosis, it is continuously been upgrading. 27 years ago, I was not teaching in the same way what I'm teaching these days. And I can tell you one thing for sure. Sham sir, you take my words. Webinar is the best technique to teach. This is my experience for last 4 months. I conducted more than 150 webinars for pulse diagnosis alone. And I can tell you one thing. I can show you. Can you see my hand? Let me remove this virtual thing. 1 second. Can you see my hand? In no class of mine, I have conducted more than 225 workshops in last 5 years across India. You name the institution and I was there. Can you see any teacher's hands with that close view? No way possible. Can you see my fingers clearly touching my pulse? This is only possible with this medium. And this medium makes it more easy for people to understand. With this, there are few people I could identify them that they have attended my recent workshops, webinars. And you can ask them their experiences. This is the simplest way to learn. You don't have to leave the comfort of your home. You are at your home. Only thing is you need to take out the time every day, same time for next 6 days. And the practice. Yes, that attentive practice is the component of the entire recipe. Giving you material is not going to make the recipe. Your attentive experimentation is going to make the recipe of pulse diagnosis an easy thing to learn and easy thing to understand. I'm open for the questions if there are any.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a beautiful presentation. Good one, actually. It is going to add a new dimension to our practice. And for the attendees, we have put the links to the WhatsApp groups that we'll be using to conduct this program in the chat. If you're interested, you can join. Already, I think one group is totally full.
You can always put me on any group.
Definitely.
If there are queries about pulse diagnosis, I would love to answer them. But only problem is I answer my WhatsApp only between 4:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Thereafter, if you put me query, we'll have to wait till next day, 4:30 a.m. where I can, once I awake, I do my WhatsApp chat there. Thereafter, I'm in my clinic. So it is very difficult for me.
Already we have filled one full group, sir. So we are looking for the second group. So we'll be putting that in the Resolute groups and as well as other groups of WhatsApp groups. And if you are interested, you can join if you haven't done so yet. So we'll be closing down.
I don't know.
We will, sir. We will add you.
Okay, you add me.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Sir, right now we'll be closing the class now, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. For
a small request.
Sure, sir.
Please share the recording with me.
Yeah, we'll do.
Because
sir.
I speak extempo. I don't have words with me.
Definitely, sir. We'll do that.
Thank you,
sir. Thank you. So, if you want to know more about this, do visit our website, or you can contact me or any other admins so that we can help you, assist you with the registrations. So we will be letting you know how and how we are planning this program in the by tomorrow evening, so that you can join if you are interested. So my team, Dr. Shabana Balsham, Dr. Rahul Jay, Dr. Veena P. Raghunathan, Dr. Anisa Zashraf, Dr. Anusha Shaji, Dr. Rajashri Tia, Dr. Pooja and Dr. Fatima KK. Thank you for supporting us run this program. So let us close now. So just a thought that I want to leave you with. There is no end to education. It is not that you read a book, pass an examination, and finish with education. The whole of life, from the moment you are born to the moment you die, is a process of learning. Never stop learning. This is the most important thing that anyone can give you. Vidya nasti vidyat param dhanam. So that is why we are doing this. So with that, let us all grow together. Hone your skills every day. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, sir.